using the triadic model as our umbrella model. Within this model, we're able to work and collaborate among ourselves, Matt, and the classroom teacher, Miss B. We have considered factors such as the fact that we don't think Matt needs to be assessed or tested any further. Rather, we need to learn and brainstorm how to best adapt our instruction to suit Matt's needs, possibly meaning that we may need to consult and collaborate with other services outside of the school.
The model we are implementing is the Resource/Consulting Teacher Program. In this model, we share ideas and experiment to see what works. We as the resource room teacher would make observations about what is happening in the classroom. We would be looking for antecedents, figure out what could be triggers to his behavior, such as the environment. This would also allow Ms. B to observe us in our classroom, and this would provide Ms. B with some fresh ideas and strategies to use in her classroom. We would also find, research, and access other information and relay it back to Ms. B, and that would provide her with new strategies and research. We would also analyze and try different strategies with Matt and make these available to Ms. B and tailor them to work with Matt.
We were thinking of using the behavioral model, but Matt's behavior doesn't seem to be the main problem. We think that just by changing our actions, our instruction, the environment, that just this in itself will help solve the problem. And we didn't think that any outsiders at this point were needed, like we already mentioned, and rather just try consulting between ourselves and Miss B, because what we learned so far about Matt is that the environment is the main problem, because at home his behavior doesn't seem to be a problem, according to his mom. And if this is unsuccessful, if his behavior does seem to escalate, we would move to a behavioral model approach to collaborate with other specialists to help inform us better. At this point, we don't think there's any more assessments or testing needed in a more clinical sense. But again, if his behavior does escalate, we would seek more data in a clinical sense to inform our instruction. And school funding, our administration prefers that we don't seek outside consultation, so therefore this was a more realistic model for us to use.
To collaborate with Shannon, we will first start by asking her permission to have a meeting with her and Matt. Shannon is a great parent to collaborate with overall. We would also ask Shannon if she would like to be involved in what we are doing at the school. She's obviously more than welcome to come and participate in the classroom, as well as in the resource room. Daily emails, phone calls, and messages, as well as updating the school website and sending Matt's agenda back and forth from home to school, would keep us updated with each other and maintain regular meetings as well.
Shannon's a high-need parent, just in the fact that she likes and needs to know everything that happens in the day with Matt. So communication is key with Shannon, and we as the resource room teacher must respect her wishes to keep all lines of communication readily available. It is our job to also discover which lines of communication Shannon prefers to communicate through. We must remember to be flexible and also change these communication strategies by reflecting on which ones are working best, which are not working, the ones that aren't working so well.
So some strategies that we'll be using to develop the home-school partnership are: be sure to ask her opinion and find out what her priorities for Matt are. Ask about what she's doing at home and help and let her know that her efforts are appreciated. Shannon will be able to provide information about Matt's home life in general, staying in contact when there are changes that we should know about, such as if he's sick. We can also ask Shannon for more information, like are there certain situations where he struggles that we should know about? And we're also going to use Skype as an alternative to phone calls and meetings. Shannon is a single mom, and this may be a more realistic and convenient option for her.
We'll be using technology to communicate with Shannon, like we mentioned, through emails, phone calls, Skype, things like that, to keep the various lines of communication open.
Having a few programs or applications that Matt is familiar with will be best, because Matt does not like deviance from routine or being presented with new things. We will try slowly introducing new programs and tools at a staggered pace. By writing out detailed instructions about how to use the programs and tools instead of showing him, Matt will feel he still has his independence. As we saw in the video clip, Matt reacted because he felt his independence was threatened.
Some specific strategies we thought would better meet his needs are using Read and Write Gold programs, text-to-speech and speech-to-text programs, a personal typing device, using computers because we know that Matt loves computers, but also being aware that the format of instruction and new unfamiliar programs are the cause of his behavior problems, as well as researching Wayne Gretzky and incorporating videos and those types of research assignments because he absolutely adores Wayne Gretzky. And videotaping to give Shannon the opportunity to see what is happening throughout the day, and as well as Skype, as we mentioned before.